UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is addressing the recent events in the Middle East. Let's have a listen.
Israeli military operations have created a humanitarian crisis of horrific proportions, more dire today than at any point in this long and brutal crisis. Families have been displaced again and again, and are now confined to less than 1/5 of Gaza's land. And even these shrinking spaces are under threat. Bombs are falling on tents, on families, on those with nowhere left to run. And people are being killed simply trying to feed themselves and their families. The search for food must never be a death sentence. Let me be clear. Israel, as the occupying power, is required by international law to agree to and to facilitate humanitarian relief. Meanwhile, humanitarian operations continue to be strangled. For over 3 months, shelter materials and fuel for critical services have been blocked. Doctors are forced to choose who gets the last vial for medicine or the last ventilator. Aid workers themselves are starving. This cannot be normalized. A handful of medical supplies finally crossed into Gaza earlier this week, the first from the UN in months. But this only underscores the vast scale of the crisis. A trickle of aid is not enough. What is needed now is a surge. The trickle must become an ocean. We need concrete action so aid can reach all people swiftly at scale wherever they are. Any operation that channels desperate civilians into militarized zones is inherently unsafe. It's killing people. It's time for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, and full, safe and sustained humanitarian access. The problem of the distribution of humanitarian aid must be solved. There is no need to reinvent the wheel with dangerous schemes. We have the solution. A detailed plan grounded in the humanitarian principles of humanity, impartiality, neutrality, and independence. We have the supplies, we have the experience. Our plan is guided by what people need. It is built on the trust of communities, donors, and member states. And it worked during the last ceasefire, so it must be allowed to work again. To those in power, I say, enable our operations as international humanitarian law demands. To those with influence, I say, use it. To all member states, I say, uphold the UN Charter you recommitted to just yesterday for the 80th anniversary. Let us bring in life-saving supplies. Let us reach people where they are. And let us recognize that the solution to this problem is ultimately political. The only sustainable path to reestablishing hope is by paving the way to the two-state solution. Diplomacy and human dignity for all must prevail. Thank you.